It's Inside Hart County Football with head coach Rance Gillespie and your host, Doc Ayers. Recorded in Studio 604B at Hart College and Career Academy. Here's your host, Doc Ayers.
Good evening and welcome to Inside Hart County Football for Week 10. Coach, that may have been as good a football game from the fan standpoint as has been in that stadium in 5 years.
It had a lot of everything, and you know, our kids hung in there until the end, and there's probably 10 plays in that game that if we make one of them,
it's a different ball game.
We don't get into the overtime, and you know, I felt like we controlled the game really from start to finish. You know, we go down and score, stop them, they get the turnover, they score, we answer. You know, going into the late in the game, we led by 2 touchdowns, but you know, they made a couple of plays, and that's their team. I mean, that's their type of player. They've got some really good athletes, and those kids made a couple of plays that put them back in the ball game. We had a couple of things that happened to us and made us maybe not play out that game the way that we would have normally. You know, Tucker gets hit on the PAT and sweeps his leg and gets his knee a little banged up, and kid's going to go out there and try to kick the field goal, and was limping so bad that you know, I called the timeout, looked at him, and he kind of shook his head, and I was like, you know, man, I know where your heart is, but it's time for us to step up and go for 2, and we did, and had a good play, and their best player comes from the other side and
breaks it up
and makes a good play on the ball. So, like I said, I'm proud of our football team. I really am. And Doc, we said from the beginning that this crew would be a fun group to watch, and I think they've proven to be that. I think that they've gotten better each and every week, and you know, just excited where we're headed.
You know, you talk about the ball game Friday night. When I was in the locker room after the ball game looking at the numbers, football is a team game. We all know that. It takes 11 people working in harmony for a football play to work.
And that is what makes football so unique. There's other sports out there where, you know, one guy can dominate a basketball game. We've all seen that happen. It's why everybody knows who LeBron James is. You know, everybody knows who those dominant guys are in the game of basketball. And if in the game of baseball you get a guy with a hot hand, he's on the mound and he's setting people down, you can dominate a baseball game. But you can't do that in football. It takes a group of kids working together as a team, and it's one of the things that is stressful for a coach, is to get those guys all playing as one unit, and you know, so it's not about any individual.
Making that statement, Malachi Thomas had an unbelievable ball game. You know, you and I talked a week or so ago about him approaching 1,000 yards, and would be if it happened, it happened. 32 carries, 266 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Right.
It's happened. And that's not only is that a tribute to Malachi, but as the late Keith Jackson says, it's a tribute to those big uglies up front, everybody being on the same page of the playbook.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. I think, you know, our line of scrimmage has developed and grown as much as any unit on our football team. And, you know, Luke's ability to make some plays in the throw game. Our receivers are blocking so well on the perimeter this year. I'm as proud of that. And that's something that goes unsaid. You know, people don't give receivers enough credit when they block on the perimeter. They want to see those guys catch and make plays. But our kids have done an outstanding job, and Coach Ballrath has done a great job of making that important to our kids to block on the perimeter. And, you know, our development up front along the line of scrimmage, I mean, go back and look at our film against Habersham in the spring and compared to where we are now.
Right.
Coach Gentry and those kids have done an outstanding job this year to come as far as they have. And, of course, you know, Malachi is a talented
Young
individual.
man.
He really is, and I don't want to take away anything from him because he deserves every bit of the credit that he gets. But like we said, it is a team game, and there's groups of kids that have played really well around him.
Let's look at the first half, Coach. Morgan kicks off, and we get one of those, I call them flip plays. The kickoff return gets it out into good field position.
Yeah, we've had a couple of really nice returns, and this was one of them. Malachi makes a good block there on the backside of the return to get the thing started, and Cayman Rucker does an outstanding job putting his guy all the way out of bounds, and Monte hits the crease, and we get a good solid return out past midfield and
go to work.
Running RPO. Preston Mewburn had an outstanding night for us Friday night and made a lot of big plays. This was one of them.
Great block out there on the edge.
Concept that we've had in all year long, and you know it's just this is a nice play right here. You see a freshman guard make a really nice block, and a freshman back will go make a really nice block. And of course, Malachi fits it in a crease that's not very big and makes an outstanding run. We go up 7-0 after the PAT here.
Again, points back to the fact that it's more than one person to make a touchdown.
Yeah, but you know those things get me as excited as anything because in order to be a good football team, you have to give of yourself, and you can't be selfish, and you see some of those things starting to happen with our football team. You know, when you see backs making blocks, when you see receivers and skill guys that are touching the ball, doing those types of things, you know, it's that just gets you excited. I thought defensively come out and get a nice stop here. There's a nice contact play there out of LJ, and LJ can light you up and is a good physical football player.
There.
Corbin, you know, Corbin's an outstanding football player for us as well. Get the stop there at midfield, and you know, I don't know that I've been in a football game in the last 10 years where the wind was as big of a factor as it was Friday night, and you know, when it's like that, okay, and Monte kind of lost where he was spatially on the field. We certainly don't want to field that ball inside the 10. And with the wind, the ball knuckling, and it was a tough catch, and just unfortunate there.
7-7, get the ball back and go back to work.
Yeah, and they've got a good kicker. They've got a good young kicker. Their JV kicker is really nice, is really good as well. Good fit on the counter. Something that we've really improved on. Peyton pulling around there, getting the log. Kane reading the log, getting his hat outside. And, of course, you know, Malachi does a great job never letting the first guy get a good solid hit on him, and has just got really good patience and really good vision. Luke made some good plays with his feet as well with his arm. I think he was 10 of 20 or 21, something like that, and did some good things for us throwing the ball, but made some good decisions on when to run the ball as well.
Really in the second, third quarters particularly.
With that wind, it's, you know, sometimes it kind of gets in your head a little bit too, and we you know, just something that we dealt with the wind with our punters and our kickers and our throw game, and you saw it affect them as well. Another good contact play there out of Monte in good position. Got to do a better job. We made him leave his spot, but we got to do a better job wrapping the guy up and getting him to the ground, you know, before he can extend a play like that. Almost a big turnover there by Monte on the back end, and bring a safety pressure and get you know, get some pressure on him. And Ty did a really nice job of fitting the screen,
right,
and getting the guy down. Now, they've got the wind at their back, and then again a good kicker. We get some pressure on the kick, and he comes up a little bit short. So a good stop for our defense. Really good job. That's, you know, that's the center and the guard blocking like that on the perimeter, you know, and giving great effort and getting the ball down the field. And I thought we did a good job with our RPOs for the most part. You know, they walked up and pressed a bunch. When they do that, we were forced to take a couple of shots over the top, and we hit a couple. This is one of them. We get a PI here, which is as good as a completion. And this is a different play, okay, but another shot over the top. You know, and this is a quarterback draw, and it's a read for us. It's got an RPO built into it, and Luke did a good job reading it out, and we get a holding call down there. But you know, I thought we did an outstanding job blocking on the perimeter.
Did a great job up front. William Herndon had a great job out playing tackle.
Yeah, Will Hardman had to move out to tackle for us, and he did. He did a great job moving out with few reps. And but you know, we're getting to a point too. This is a really big conversion for us. Preston goes in there, makes a big play on the slant there. But we're getting to a point with a lot of those linemen where they're becoming interchangeable because they understand what's going on.
Exactly.
So,
good job up front with the line of scrimmage with the push.
It's one of my favorite plays in football. And, you know, offensively, we're going to throw the ball. I think everybody's kind of got a taste of what we're going to be offensively. We're going to throw the ball to try to open up the run game. But we never, ever want to lose our physicality offensively. You see so many spread offenses that, you know, over the course of time lose their physicality as a football team. And we certainly do not want to do that. We want to continue to be a hard-nosed football team on both sides of the ball. Great play out of Monte, gets the turnover there for us, and you know, gives us an opportunity to really set a pace in this football game.
Mr. Lackey.
Yeah, Jalen and Scooter, the two ninth graders, continue to give us great reps and quality reps on the you know, at the running back spot. Their roles are going to do nothing but grow as we move forward, and you know, we're becoming totally confident in them as far as the hookups, their pass protection responsibilities, what to do in the throw game. You know, outside of quarterback, that running back position may be
the most complicated on the field.
Maybe as hard to learn as any of them. Again, press coverage here, take a shot over the top. One of the only ones that we did not get something positive out of. Come back with the screen. Again, we said last week the screens have been positive for us all year. Continue to do a good job with those, and you know, continue to move the ball. Bring a really good player, 3, the Huff kid that's committed to Tech, off the edge, and we got to be ready for that. Got to see it and get the ball out.
Great
really
throw there.
Nice throw and catch, and you know, Kane lays out, and really talented player for us. Something that we've done a better job with. We've started to eliminate penalties, especially from the beginning of the year, and get one there. But come back and make a big play, and you know, pops wide open for us, and take a 21-7 lead.
You have to be feeling real good right now, the way everything's going.
Yeah, you know, you just felt like you were in control of the football game.
Get a little bit of distance on the sweep there.
You know, I thought that we did a better job setting edges on the defense, okay? And I thought that our inside pursuit needs to improve, and we've got to get off blocks, and we've got to make tackles. And it really, a lot of those things that you see really boils down to just fundamental football and strength and being able to run. Had a blitz called here, and we don't get to him on the pressure. Kid turns us around a little bit, and they make a good play. But again, you can see edges being set to the defense, and we've got to do a better job with our inside fits and our inside pursuit.
All right, 21-14 now. Midway through the second quarter.
Really close to, we were a block away there from having another really nice return. They started gapping the 3 out on us. We had some success with that play, and they made a good call there and got us in a negative on the first play there. Get the punt and get a good one. Had the wind. The wind was blowing back towards our field house, away from the school all night. Like I said, it seemed to be just a steady, constant wind all night long. When we are rushing the passer, we've got to understand our rush lanes and our contain and not take the bait to go inside, and make sure that we maintain the proper leverage on the quarterback as we pursue him. Another good stop out of our defense, and like I said, you get in a game and it's 35-34, and you think that the defense didn't play well, and at times we gave up some big plays, and we can't afford to do that. But at times we had some 3 and outs.
Okay, that ends the half, 21-14. Go to the locker room. Got to feel good.
Yeah, I mean, we felt like we were in control of the football game.
And have a chance coming out in the second half to really lock it down. Coach, we'll come back, we'll talk about the second half, and then we'll talk about tomorrow night. You're watching Inside Hart County Football. We'll be right back.
The Hart County College and Career Academy provides new and improved learning opportunities to students in our community. With new technology and equipment in every classroom, students have the resources to ensure a better education. We guarantee that the Hart County College and Career Academy will further prepare students for their future and their careers. Hart County College and Career Academy, preparing students for their future.
Hart County High School is about academics, sports and training, Bulldog Chow, reading, teamwork, brilliant minds, preparing for the future. Hart County High School is the school made for us.
All right, welcome back. Coach, it's 21-14 at the half. Ball game was really, from the statistical standpoint, had pretty much dominated the first half. Give up that one short field on the punt fumble. Feel pretty good.
Yeah, we did. We like I said, we felt like we were in control of the football game. There were some things that we talked about at half that we wanted to continue to do. Some things that we wanted to maybe steer away from. And we felt like it was going to boil down to being able to make a play or two in our pass game and being able to run our different zone runs, and that's really what we do best.
Let's look at the second half. Kick off to start the second half, and the wind plays half.
Yeah, we've got the wind at our back again, and that's such a big weapon of
being able to kick the ball
being
in the
able
end
to kick the
zone,
ball in the end zone, and
eliminate,
you eliminate
a play from your
a play
opponent,
from your opponent, and
so
so
Tucker putting the ball,
Tucker
heck,
putting the
in that
ball,
case, 8
heck, in
yards
that
deep
case,
in the
8
end
yards
zone.
deep in the end zone is
It's
a
a big deal.
is a big deal, especially
when,
when you're playing against this kind of athlete.
Got Huffing the Wildcat.
Yep.
Again,
Again,
I thought,
I thought
for the most part,
we did a better job
setting an edge
to our defense, and just
got to get some
inside out pursuit, and
we
we got them into some negative situations.
Almost a block.
Big stop, big stop here. And
he shanks the punt.
He shanks the punt.
Okay, and they
called
us for
roughing into the punter.
They get another opportunity
at it, and it's a
30-yard penalty.
30-yard penalty.
30-yard penalty.
Instead of 5.
But
if you watch
our outside zone play, we have come a million miles in understanding the angles of it, the fundamentals of it, where your face is supposed to be, where your hands are supposed to be, and all the little things.
Great job.
Big conversion here, and keep the chains moving. And again, we're not in conservative mode yet, but we are trying to shorten this game somewhat. And in order to do that, we got to be able to run the football. And
we did.
We did. We were able to run it for most of the night.
Get a little bit of yardage.
Yeah, you got to do a better job.
Yeah, you got to do a better job with ball security there. And
Luke
has
really come
a long way as a quarterback, and is really playing really good football for us right now.
Been really good
on the punt team all year long.
We've had a couple of punts.
We've had a couple of punts that we
didn't hit very well.
But
protection's been good.
Coverage has been good, and of course we're going to need it to be really good for the remainder of the season.
Just got to show a
little faster out of the secondary. We had a
coverage where we were supposed to have a
safety down there.
Good play out of Kamen.
Kamen's really starting to come into his own, and Coach Dickerson is starting to do some different things with him as far as where he's putting him, and you see him backing some stuff. You see him off the line of scrimmage some, and I think
Corey has done
a good job of doing some different things with a good player.
Again, they punt and kill the ball down on the 15.
This is where you see us
start to mature, and it's the little things like that. We've got a Peter call where we can't get the ball fielded. You see players running to the returner and away from the ball, and some things that just get you excited.
Right, that's true of so much with this program.
Get a tough first down.
Get good movement there.
We kind of
get into some bigger bodies, and try to impose our will. End up getting a big play right here, but it's really blocked really well.
Crew does a good job.
Does a good job on the perimeter. Peyton does, and
Malachi.
This right here is a Division I football player that he's running away from. Malachi does a great job. There was a cut in there, a gliding cut that not everybody can make, and he's a very talented kid.
Gliding cut that you don't teach. That was close.
No, it's almost like they conceded the play to get to the next quarter and get the win, and that's really how big a factor the win was in this game. Get him off the spot. Get him off the spot here. He buys a little extra time. We see it coming. We see it coming. We're in good position, and we couldn't have been 2 inches out of play on that. And this is going to lead to a drive that puts them back in the football game.
Oh, that was almost a live ball.
Nice play out
of came off the backside edge, makes it 4th and about 8, and they sprint out. And
Monte makes the play.
Monte's where he's supposed to be. We got to have somebody underneath it, and that leads to a touchdown.
Makes it
a ball game.
21. And that's a weapon.
He started bringing the safety
down off the backside, and they should have. We were going to run the ball. And this is an automatic.
Beautiful.
We've got enough confidence in our kids to make those plays. And Luke and Preston went out and both made a really nice play to put us in a good situation there to get the drive started. Move the ball out. About a 15-yard gain there on first down.
Another nice play.
One of the routes that Crew does a really nice job with. And,
Luke delivers the
ball there on time. And again, they are putting a lot of them up there and going to make us punt. We felt like we needed to make a play, and that ball needs to find its way out of bounds. It didn't, and we give up a turnover and. Almost come away with a big play there.
Good job with the black shirts out on the edge.
And a couple places where you'd like to see us make that tackle initially, but as far as our pursuit and those things, did a good job.
Get him off the spot.
Again,
that's arm strength.
One of those plays where we're right there in place and just don't quite make the play.
Take the ball over on the 20.
Yeah, and at this point,
you got to kind of be careful. With what you do, because you got 2 things
going right here. You got
the wind really against you. So we were a little conservative. Once we got the ball out, and
got things going.
Preston's big catch there.
Drive the ball,
and now we're just going to try to give ourselves an opportunity to win this football game.
Get a big first down.
Move it inside the 25. Now we feel like we're in range for Tucker.
And certainly
once we get down the 20,
even
with the wind the way it was, we were starting to feel confident about a field goal.
Get the ball in the middle of the field.
Get the ball
centered up, perfect here, and
don't get a
smooth exchange and come up just a little bit short.
And he got hammered. And that's where we lost.
And it ended up affecting the game.
lose the edge a little bit there. Great job from the backside.
Cayman's got a burst.
Cayman's got a burst off the edge.
Force them to punt.
Yeah, now you know you're down. I think there was maybe 2 minutes left when we got this ball back, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, and so again we're gonna be somewhat conservative here, and we end up getting a first down, and then I think it's on this play right here the ball actually gets out, and we get it up around midfield. And that kind of changes us a little bit. So we take a shot or two at it and see if we can't get the ball down there and give ourselves another shot. Good protection.
Great protection. Great protection.
And after that one, we just took a knee and took it into overtime.
Morgan gets the first possession in overtime.
Yeah, we actually we won the toss in high school football. You know, you get the opportunity, like in any other sport or any other level, you get the opportunity to play offense, play defense, or pick the end of the field that you want. And so we picked to play defense. Of course, Morgan's going to pick this end of the field because of the win. We felt comfortable in knowing that, and so we opted to play defense, and gives us an opportunity to know what we got to do. A nice play on the counter. A lot of good things going on here. Good movement up front. Kane does a good job getting around and gets a nice pancake there. Kobe does a nice job on the perimeter. And, you know, like I said, Tucker ran out, and you could tell that he was not 100%. And 3 comes from the backside and breaks up the ball there. So
35-34, Morgan County gets the win. Lose the ball game, but still get to play again.
Yep.
Playoffs tomorrow, Friday night. On the road is the 4th seed. You know, there's a story about if you're going to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Right.
Well, we get one of the 2 men.
Right.
In the first round, Cedar Grove. Tell us about Cedar Grove.
Well, they've got a good football team. I mean, you know, anybody with any internet access kind of knows that. They've got the #1 receiver in the country, and he's a good player. But you know, he's certainly not the only player on that football team. They've got a D lineman that at one time was committed to Alabama. I think at some point he has decommitted from Alabama, but that's the level of player that he is. They've got a defensive end that is committed to Arkansas. I think all 3 of their linebackers have Division I offers. You know, and that's in order to win it. Those are the caliber kids that you're going to play against, and you know, so I think it would be a great experience for our kids, and I know our kids are excited about playing in this football game. We've had a good week of practice, and our kids will be ready to play on Friday night.
Tremendous challenge, but at the same time, a tremendous opportunity.
No doubt.
Coach, thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
You've been watching Inside Hart County Football. Thank you.